Good morning, everybody. What is happening? What is going on? Today is another beautiful day in the Emerald Valley, and something crazy happened this weekend. So this video is going to be a little bit different. I'm going to try and explain it as best that I can, or as best that I know, but I don't know a lot about the subject. And we're going to be talking about bees. Yes, I said bees, like the little things that buzz around and occasionally sting you, but have a very a much greater purpose than just to sting you. They are pollinating everything, and they are the reason that we can grow food and grow vegetables and grow all this stuff that we use to consume on a regular basis, and the majority of the planet is sustained by. So bees are very important, and I got the very special opportunity to get very up close and personal with some bees this weekend, and I actually only had to walk out in my front yard to do it. So the footage is going to be a little bit sketchy or raw or not necessarily cinematic, because I kind of capitalized on the opportunity to just get out there and start filming, and then I got the opportunity to actually put on a bee suit, go out there and kill the game and get super up close and personal with these bees, and then later on that night got to take off the bee suit and get even closer to these bees. It was really cool. But first off, if you notice behind me, I now have a little bit different setup from the last time that you guys saw me. We're going to try and potentially stream on Twitch. If you guys would be interested in that, please comment down below, one, what games you guys want to see, if you guys want to see me play games, and two, whether you guys would actually be interested in it. It'd be kind of cool because we'd have like live conversations, and I can directly see to your chat. But that's besides the point. I want to get back to these bees, so please enjoy this footage and a little bit of how I'm going to explain it.
Gotta go, gotta see things, see new places and brand new things. Gotta go places and do things, maybe to forget it.
I get to wear a bee suit. Pretty cool. Those are the bees. So from what I understand, the reason that the bees were in my yard and the reason that I got to be so close to them was that there's a hive somewhere within a 2-mile radius of essentially this house. And when that hive gets too big, then the bees elect to relocate, or some of the bees elect to relocate. So they choose a new queen, and the new queen then leaves the hive, and everyone kind of follows her and protects her as she is moving. They usually are up in a tree, and I guess this is what happened. So they were up in a tree, and they were in a massive ball, like massive. I'm talking about like big old ball of bees. And my neighbors, they went inside, they closed the door, and they turned around, and there was just a swarm of bees everywhere. And I guess this massive ball had fallen out of the tree and was on the ground. And so the bees basically just exploded. It was like a bee bomb. The bees just blew up. So I got out of the shower, and I honestly thought someone was mowing my lawn. There was such a loud hum. And I was like, what the heck is that? So I go open up the blinds, and it's literally wall-to-wall bees. It was insane how many bees were actually up in the air. They eventually calmed down and they started to migrate, and they ended up in the position that you guys saw them at, where they're kind of on the grass and they're moving slowly. But I guess when they're in a swarm like this, they're very docile. They're not looking to attack you. They're just chilling out. They're just trying to protect their queen. They're sending out bees to try and find new potential homes, whether it's a little hole in the ground, whether it's a hole in a tree, or a hole in the side of your house or anything like that. They're just trying to find a home for their new colony. So that was kind of cool, and that's why there were so many of them in my front yard, and why we could get so close to them without, I mean, I was wearing a bee suit, which was sick, but the other guys, they were just walking around. They were totally fine. They're used to bees. I'm not. I'm not an expert. They're experts. So that's how, if you're wondering why the heck were there all these bees in my front yard, that's why they're all in my front yard. So the guys that came and picked up the bees, they're beekeepers. They keep bees, they get honey from them, and they like are part of the Eugene or whatever it is. I'll check real quick. So they're part of the Lane County Beekeepers Association, which is just like a place that a bunch of beekeepers gather, or like if there's a gathering of bees, like we're in my front yard, we can contact them and they'll send somebody out that likes to keep bees and wants more hives to come pick up the bees, relocate them to a safe location where they can continue to pollinate and produce everything for us. So that's what we did. We called, luckily Lauren knew somebody that worked with them and that kind of thing. So we just called these guys. They had said, yeah, we'll be right over. They came, picked up the bees. And so that box that you see, that white box, is actually full of little columns. And those little columns are, one was honey, one was like an attractant or like a pheromone that's going to get them to actually go into the box. And then they basically plug up the box and take it away. But there were so many bees, and they only brought one box. They didn't expect the swarm the size that we had, that they actually couldn't fit any more into the box. So they weren't moving into the box. So the next thing they decided to do was something that they kind of designed themselves, and it's a bee vacuum. It's literally just like a shop vac that's really toned down so that it doesn't harm the bees at all, and they just suck them all up, and they're put into this like 5-gallon bucket, and the bucket was literally full of bees. It was crazy how many bees were actually buried down in the grass, and they produced so much heat that the bucket was actually warm. It was so cool, and that's how they keep their hives warm in the winter, is that they have like these little, their buzzing bodies create a lot of energy and it heats up. It was really, really cool. Anyways, they brought this vacuum, and so the next clips are just going to be of them vacuuming stuff up, but it was a bee vacuum. Are you kidding me? It was sick.
Gotcha?
Right on the thumb. My thumb was too close to that one.
Okay, so if you're like me, you really have no idea anything about bees. You just know that they fly around, they pollinate things, and they can sting you. But in talking to these guys and then looking at the bees and being up close to them, it's mind-blowing how intelligent and how like important they are to us as humans and to the earth in general. So I'm going to provide a couple of links down in the description that you should go check out, read about the bees, or watch a couple of videos. I encourage you guys to do your own research, because next time you go to swat a bee in your house, maybe you might rethink it. But it's crazy. The bees were insane. They have like worker bees, they have drone bees, they have bees that their only goal in life is to like mate once and then they're dead. They have bees that don't have stingers, that just wander around, and like could hold them in my hand and they wouldn't sting you. There's bees that like their only goal in life is to feed the queen. There are bees that clean out the little cubby holes where the larvae are laid. There's bees that are like angry bees that if you bug the hive, they get sent out of the hive to like basically suicide bomb you, because as soon as they sting you, they die. There's like normal bees that patrol and make sure everything is going well in the hive and that no bees are like fighting within the hive. There's bees that like clean out the trash, basically. There's bees that just have crazy roles, and if you've ever watched the movie Bee.
The bee, of course, flies anyway, because bees don't care what humans think is impossible.
You'd understand, it literally is like that movie where they have like a factory and they have like families and they move things in and out and they have little, it's crazy how smart bees are. And you could even see, like, I guess if bees wag their little butt, their little stinger, it means that you're supposed to, like, the rest of the bees are supposed to go in the direction that they're pointing. And I saw a bunch of it. I don't really have any video of it per se that like I could highlight and show you guys, but the bees, like, they're just so smart, and it was so cool to hear how these guys saw bees versus like how I saw bees. So I encourage you guys to go do your own research and enjoy. Next time you see a bee, realize that it's a lot more than what you expect it to be, just like a little insect. And that's different for wasps. I still hate wasps. Bumblebees and honeybees, they're a little different. But that's going to be the end of today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. It was a little bit different, and I apologize that I hadn't posted in a minute. We got really busy for a second, but we're back. Tomorrow's video, or the next day's video, will be about the decathlon in general, so I hope you guys will enjoy that one. Please tune in. Other than that, remember, be nice to people, don't hurt yourself, don't hurt others, slow down, don't dance so fast, and I'll talk to you guys all very shortly. Don't forget to comment down below about the Twitch thing, what you guys thought about the bees, and read about them. That's it. Okay, bye.
Care.